Okay, so yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video, to a brand new stream. It is indeed your Kenyan boy BHA Frankenstein back again with another video on the show, that is the gaming and streaming talk show. And today we will be talking about the FGC, and the title for today's stream is what exactly is the FGC, and the description is the future of FGC in Africa. So excuse me, so I apologize for not doing the stream early. As I said, the timing was normally between 10 and 11, but at that during that time I was not feeling well, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to do the show. I was even planning on doing the show tomorrow because I was not feeling well, but now that I'm feeling okay, we are doing the show. So always do remember that this stream is proudly sponsored by Rogue Energy Drink, Fatal Grips, E-Athlete Labs, and Player One Coffee, together with Instant Gaming. And always do remember, when checking out from Rogue Energy Drink, Fatal Grips, E-Athlete Labs, and Player One Coffee, use my offer code Frankenstein254 and get yourself that discount when checking out. So right now I just want to post the Discord link in the chat so that those who want to join in on the show can also join in via Discord. So I just want to get the link from my Discord, but you can also join via the link in my Twitch panel section. That is also the same link to the Discord. You can join the live show channel, you can listen, or you can join the channel and then I can give you the permission to speak. You can raise your hand and then I can give you the permission to say something, to give your opinion on what exactly is the FGC, what is your take on the FGC, and are you a fan of the FGC? So yeah, so I'm just gonna create an invite, make sure that this invite never expires. And then I'm gonna just so just a sec guys, and then we continue. So I have posted for you guys the Discord link to the show, so you can join in on that voice channel and you can listen, or you can raise your hand and then I can give you the permission to speak. So that's what's gonna happen, or that's what's happening at the moment. So now we're going over to the live scene and we want to basically discuss what exactly is FGC, what does the word or the term FGC mean, what does it stand for, and just get into some FGC clips. And we're gonna look at some FGC titles that you can get your hands on, those that have multiplayer and those that do not have multiplayer, and we're just going to have fun today. Like I said, I am apologizing for starting the show late in the morning. When I was supposed to start the show, I was not feeling well, but right now I'm okay, so we are doing the show. So I just want to show you guys so now I'm gonna show you guys my screen, then you can be able to see with me what I am looking at. So when we decide to talk about the FGC, we're basically talking about the fighting games community. So let's just click on Wikipedia and we see what the wiki has to tell us. So we can see here it says the FGC, or rather the fighting game community, is a collective of video gamers who play fighting games such as Marvel vs. Capcom, Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, The King of Fighters, Blaze Blue, Super Smash Bros, Tekken, Dead or Alive, Samurai Showdown, and many other titles. The fighting game community started out small in the late 1990s and throughout the 2000s, referred to as grassroots era. Okay, let's read that statement again. I don't think I read it properly. The fighting game community started out small in the late 2000s and in the late 1990s, and throughout the 2000s it was referred to as the grassroots era, but it has grown to a large scale in the 2010s, with many tournaments being held across the world. This is predominantly due to the rise of esports and digitized viewing habits on live streaming sites such as Twitch. And it says again, in recent years the FGC has been rocked by numerous sexual assault and harassment allegations involving legal proceedings, including those of some most prominent players and organizers. So we can see here, for those of you who are new to this kind of topic, that the FGC is the fighting games community, and they are saying it started out in the early 1990s and grew big in the year 2010. So it's saying it grew to a large scale in the 2010s. So before then, I don't think it was that large or it was that big. So we've gotten a brief history or a brief idea of what the FGC is, and we want to look at some of the fighting game titles that are there in the market. So right now we've seen the FGC started out in the 1990s and developed all the way in the early 2000s to 2010s is when the FGC scene started becoming big, and we're just looking at the FGC scene in Africa. We know there are a couple of individuals and there are a couple of esports groups and esports organizations that normally host FGC events and FGC tournaments, and we're gonna have a look at some of them, and we're going to see what is the impact they have made in the countries that they do host or organize these events, and we're going to see the impact that they have had on other countries as well who also take part in this kind of events. So if we look at fighting games, we're gonna date way back when fighting games was still a thing in the arcades. Back then, when you could play Mortal Kombat 3 with a joystick and those ZX buttons at the arcade, together with King of Fighters 97, and there was also Viruta Fighter 2. Man, that game was old, but it was fun back in the day. But right now, coming to look at that game, it's really old. Viruta Fighter 2, and I think the last game they made in the franchise was Viruta Fighter 5, if I'm not wrong. And that game was developed by Sega. I think that's one of the pioneers of fighting games, Viruta Fighter. Yeah, that's the man. This even if we're talking about Viruta Fighter, this game is. I'm looking at the dates for this game, and it's also looking old. So we're just gonna have a look at it. So This is Viruta Fighter, and it has a very good rating, and it says 88% of people like this game, and I'm going to add to that 88% because this is one of the games I grew up playing. Viruta Fighter. We'll just go to YouTube and watch we'll just go to YouTube, watch a couple of gameplays from these favorite fighting games. I'm sure most of you have played some of them, and others we're gonna have a look and see those that you haven't played. You can also comment in the chat what is your favorite FGC title and what would you play in the future. So we can see here is it says Viruta Fighter 5 is the fifth installment in Sega's Viruta Fighter series of arcade fighting games. The original version was released on the Sega Lindbergh arcade system board. The first location tests took place on November 26th, 2005, leading to the official release on July 12th, 2006 in Japanese arcades. And the system was Sega Lindbergh, and series is Viruta Fighter, and the developers are Sega, the developers of Sonic. And you can see here it was available on the PlayStation 3. It was available on arcade video game and Xbox 360. That's what it says for Viruta Fighter 5. So I'm just gonna click so you can see an image over here. And this looks like the gameplay of the game, which back in those days, like 2005, 2006, those were graphics we would define as really good. So I'm gonna show you the game that so we're gonna look at Viruta Fighter 2. We're gonna look at Viruta Fighter 2, this one right here, and then we'll also, let me show you guys again images for Viruta Fighter 2. And this was one of the pioneers of 3D fighting game. Like this, Tekken copied its 3D fighting from this game, because one of the developers of Viruta Fighter 2 went ahead and left the company and decided to go and work for Bandai Namco, one of the founders. So Viruta Fighter 2, 90% of people liked this game because damn, this game was very fun and entertaining to play in the arcade systems. AK Slay, you're saying not Viruta, like virtual. Welcome to the stream. I don't know, Sega called it Viruta, but I don't know. I don't know. We could have called it Virtual Fighter 2, but Sega called it Viruta, so I don't know. We'll just stick to what Sega said, but Virtual Fighter 2 sounds way better than what Sega called it, Viruta Fighter. But I used to enjoy playing this game on the video game arcades. Like, there was a mall next to where I'm staying that used to have these arcade machines, like the Mame. I don't know if you guys have heard of Mame, multiple arcade machine emulator. And let me show you guys an image of Mame. Mame is basically the emulator that you can use right now to play your arcade video games. And if you look over here, it says Mame is a free open source emulator designed to recreate the hardware of arcade game systems on modern software, personal computers, and other platforms. Its intention is to preserve gaming history by preventing vintage games from being lost or forgotten. So as you can see, this is the logo for it, Mame, the multiple arcade machine emulator. That's the full meaning of Mame. So you can play all your classic games that you used to play on the arcade, basically from your phone, from your laptop. If you have a jailbroken Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, or Xbox One, you can actually get Mame installed on your jailbroken console. I believe there was also Mame for the jailbroken PlayStation Portable, and then you could just follow the instructions on how to get your ROMs installed and how to play your ROMs. So let me show you guys the arcade machine. So I'm gonna go to images. So for those of you guys who have never been to an arcade station or have never gotten the chance to experience gaming at an arcade, this image right here is an arcade station. Yeah, there are those that used to accept cards, where you swipe in your card and then you actually get to play the game, and there are those where you used to slide in a coin. So you go to the counter and then you pay for the arcade chip and then you slide it into the machine. There's normally like a slot on the machine, like a vending machine, where you insert your coin and then the machine will recognize that you've put in credits and then it will tell you push start to play. Then you can be able to interact with this one. This one is the one for single player. There were those that were dual, that were multiplayer, like this one. I don't know if I can get, yeah, now the image is clear, so I don't know if we can get it full screen. I'm trying to see if I can get a full screen image of this. Okay, Slay, you're saying yes, played from Street Fighter 1 arcade machine days. For me, I actually never got a chance to play Street Fighter 1. The first game I played on the arcade machine was it was actually Mortal Kombat 3. Funny enough, it was Mortal Kombat 3 at the time when I used to like just enjoy Mortal Kombat like casually. I just didn't even pay that much attention to the game. You're just doing a random move with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like get over here and that kind of stuff. It was actually very fun. So this one over here, let me see if let me just download this image and then make it, I see if I can zoom it in for you guys. So guys, so this is the image over here. Now this one is a much better and clearer image. So you can see this one is the multiplayer one. Yeah, like the first one I showed you was the single player arcade machine, but this is the dual, where if the game supported multiplayer, both of you could play. It had two slots, the place where player 1 could insert his credits and the place where player 2 could insert his or her credits, and then need to tell both of you to press start, and then you can be able to interact with the game. So this one over here is just some brief gameplay of Viruta Fighter 2. I also had a friend, he was called Paris. He had this game also on his desktop, so I used to go to his house to play this game. It just used to be fun playing Viruta Fighter 2. I remember when I used to play this game, my favorite character was Jackie, and then there was a wrestler called Wolf. Those were my two favorite characters to use. So we can, you can see the playthrough right here. Viruta Fighter 2 by Sega. AM2. I can just have a look. This is one of the pioneers of 3D fighting games. Akira Yuki is like the Ryu of the modern Street Fighter. And then Pai Chan is like the Xiaoyu and Chun-Li of the modern Tekken and Street Fighter games. And then Cage is kind of like the Yoshimitsu or the ninja players in Mortal Kombat, Taken, and Street Fighter. Shun is like maybe Boraicho from Mortal Kombat. From Taken, we can put him in the class of Heihachi or Wang Jineri. If you've played those games, you might be familiar with those characters. Heihachi Mishima or Wang Jineri. So we're just gonna see a brief gameplay of Virtua Fighter 2, and we're gonna get into the gameplay of some other titles. Yep, those were the good old days, aka Slay. But the place where I used to go to, the arcade, like those machines got removed. I wish those machines were still there, so like it would be so fun to use. Let me just forward the video because it looks like this is just intro. Let me go to where it says player select. This guy is actually using Jackie. Jackie was my favorite character together with Wolf, just like I said. It was so fun. You can see the way the graphics are looking. You can just see how his health bar was deleted quickly. 2 kicks and the ground stomp and his health bar was already deleted. And then this fighting game was different from others, and such that you could kick someone out of the ring and it would be counted as a ring out, like what you would do with wrestling when you're playing Royal Rumble. Like the last man to stand in the ring wins, but now for Virtua Fighter it was only 2 guys in the ring. So you've actually been able to see some gameplay of this one. Another game that I enjoyed playing as well was Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. So we're gonna have a look at that, and we're gonna see when this game was actually introduced. That is SF2 CE Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. So Street Fighter 2, and this game also has a lot of likes. As you can see, 96% of people like this game. For Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, I didn't play it on an arcade machine, I just played it on my PC. There was a website I used to go, it was called Flash Games. You could play a bunch of arcade games that could run via Adobe Flash Player, and it was really fun to do so. So this is Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. It says Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition is a fighting game released for the arcades by Capcom in 1992. Damn, 1992. This game is even older than me by maybe like 4 years. This game is older than me by 4 years. So it says it was the first of several updated versions of Street Fighter 2, the Warrior, part of the Street Fighter 2 sub-series of Street Fighter games. So there was Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, and then I remember Capcom released a Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and then they released Street Fighter 2 the new challengers, where there were a few new players that were added to the roster. So it said it was released in March 1992, and it was for the CPS, that's the Capcom Play System, and it's basically fun. So let's just have a look at Street Fighter 2 gameplay. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, there we go. We'll just have some gameplay, just a little bit, and then after we've seen, like, this is the second gameplay, then we're gonna get into now some discussion, and then we'll watch another one. You can see this guy was playing from an arcade because you could see it said insert coin, which bruh, just watching this video makes me feel like playing this game. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. We can see this guy is using Ryu. I used Ryu a bit, but my favorite Street Fighter characters of all time, that's gonna be Zangief, and that's gonna be it is Zangief and Birdie. Those are my favorite Street Fighter characters of all time, Zangief and Birdie. And also Dudley as well, but Dudley was only in Street Fighter 4 and he wasn't in Street Fighter 5. Dudley was only in Street Fighter, that is Ultra Street Fighter 4, and he wasn't in Street Fighter 5. And then I also enjoyed using the character Rolento, who was not in Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Rolento, I'm sure he is in Street Fighter 5 together with Buddy, but Buddy as well, he was only available in Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. He was not in Street Fighter 4 Ultra. He was only in the arcade edition of Street Fighter 4. That is when the game first launched. That is some gameplay of Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. That is, we can just see how classic and how old these games were. I can say, yeah, you can say sure. That term was just the funniest term. Like sure, you can. You're saying you can actually do at least a 3-hit combo with Ken. Yeah, Ryu and Ken, like they're so difficult to use. Like Ryu and Ken, hands down, they're very difficult characters to use if you're at all you're playing Street Fighter. Like, or any kung fu person is always difficult to use when you're playing fighting gear. Like you can talk about Kung Lao, you can talk about Liu Kang, you can talk about Feng Wei from Taken, you can talk about martial law, Ryu, Akuma, Geese Howard. Like these guys are always difficult to use, and it was actually fun to engage and actually play these characters. So now we want to dwell on, we've seen a couple of gameplays from some FGC titles. We'll definitely look at gameplay from other FGC titles, but then now we want to look at individuals and groups of people who normally host these events in Africa, and we will have a look at them and we'll give them a big up and we'll give them a shout out because they're the ones making the FGC scene grow in Africa, and they're the ones who are making it popular. So we'll just look at a couple and see what they're doing and the impact they have made in Africa and also in their respective countries. So for me, because I'm here in Kenya, the first one I'm going to start with is the Taken 254 circuit. That is, it's a group of people. Basically it's a company that was founded by Davy Kamanzi and his friend Charles from Ace Pro Gaming, and they decided to run esports tournaments, that is for Taken 7 and FIFA. I believe that is 19, or yeah, FIFA 19 and Taken 7. So we're just gonna focus on the Taken part of it. So it's normally a tournament that runs across for 6 months from January and comes to a close in August, and it's normally played offline. But this for the I think the previous 2 years we've not had any tournaments going on because of COVID and the government putting restrictions as to how many people you can have in a room at a specific time. So it has been difficult to host these it has been difficult to host these offline tournaments where people just meet up and spar. But we're just going to have a look at them and see and look at their channel and see what they do. So this is Taken 254, and then we can see here, and we can just have a look at like this video, top 10 best moments in the Taken 254 circuit. So this is just a recap of what happened in previous tournaments, like the highlights of those epic moments that happened during the tournament. And then you can also subscribe to their channel and just get notified whenever they upload like new stuff and new Taken content. So let's just have a look at this video, and then we'll check. We'll also check another video from their Instagram channel.
Why?
This guy lost.
Why?
This is one of my friends. This is Shuriken Prime, but in this tournament he changed his name to Harem Shoryu, so it was Shuriken Prime. And you can just see the reaction on this guy's face when he actually lost that match. You could see the reaction in this man's face that this was not the outcome he was waiting for. He was waiting for something totally different, but this was the outcome he got. You could even see the reaction of the crowd. Let's just restart the video and have a look. Just watch. No, you can even see the crowd behind him. This guy just lost. This guy lost clean.
That was his round.
This guy lost clean. I'll also show you some of my sets in the previous tournaments on how I played. I'll just have to skim through these videos. This was Mom Frost going up against Exter. Mom is an esports team as well in Kenya. It's called Masters of Mayhem. They are called Masters of Mayhem. Specialize in FIFA, Taken 7 and Mortal Kombat. This is Vega going up against Dark Tempest. Let's just let's see. Oh, let me just up the video quality because it looks like, oh yeah, the quality is 720p, so there's no problem. You can see the way the crowd is cheering at the back. And you can see the other guy's reaction, that he wasn't really expecting that outcome. We can just have a look at this. This was some mediocre going on here. This guy is basically doing a 100% combo. Dude! This guy... Dude, this guy basically was done for a 100% combo. His health bar went from his health bar went from 0 to 0 in just a combo. This guy's health bar went from 0. This guy's health bar went from 0 to 0 in a split second. So let's just have a look at it. I don't think I was even sharing my screen, but let's just watch this. The guy's health bar went from 0 to 0. You can just see what exactly is happening to his health bar. The guy could not react. He couldn't do anything because the guy he was fighting against just used one entire combo to bring his health bar to 0, absolute 0. You can imagine fighting a guy who just does this to you, making your health bar go from 0 to 0 in just that one combo. I know there are a lot of talented people in this FGC scene in Africa. There are lots of very huge and big names, and they have really put Africa on the map when it comes to esports. That is the FGC scene to be particular.
He has a thing where he kind of makes things spark ricochet. If he does it from a certain distance.
But let me restart the video because I wasn't sharing my screen, so you guys were not able to see exactly what was going on. But I was talking about the reaction of the first guy on this particular video. He was supposed to win the round, but he whiffed a punish, and that lost him the round. And you could already see by his reaction and the reaction of the crowd that this guy was not at all happy, and he was whatever surprised at how he threw away the round just like that.
Oh! No! Oh my god, why? Oh no! Why? Oh my... That was his round. That was Harem Shori's round. What was he doing?
Oh, quick check. I think he suspected he was about to throw the ball. Okay, yep. This is going to hurt. And my god! Oh my god! I mean, I knew it was going to be a lot of damage, but what the hell? Too much drinking, too much drinking. I wonder why isn't he accepting the demon like the demon would have? But they weren't in the first movie, but it's considered very much. Oh, the teleport! I think it's like a secret now, but never mind that. Oh,
So we can see
Oh no! The whip! Do not whip! Not from a whip.
the quality of the video doesn't look good as it was coming from a PlayStation 4, and it was being recorded on 720p low, not 720p high. You can just watch the mediocre that happened in this round. The guy's health bar went from 0 to 0 in just a combo that was being repeated throughout the entire match. And the guy could not even believe his eyes because it was as if he was not even pressing his controller.
Spark ricochet. If he does it from a certain distance. Oh, you jump over. You see? Punish that. No punish.
This is definitely going to kill. Ooh. The clip right there, the king shenanigans. For those of you who play Tekken 7, you will be familiar with the king shenanigans. This tournament was taking place at the 254 Gamers LAN party. Oh wow. Guys are really cheering. You could see the crowd at the back cheering because these guys put out very amazing content when it comes to organizing Taken tournaments and Taken streams. They really put out a good work.
Okay, or let's go for win. Oh! Is he going to survive? He survived for the win! He says, I am not going out like that. I am going to beat your ass, boy. He bet everything on that. He bet everything on that decision, and he got it. Technical again. He has, what's it? He has backward, I believe. Backward doesn't hit this bad. It doesn't matter if he's jab. Even if he's at minus. The most he can be
Wow, that guy almost won that round.
But the thing is, you can parry backstand. Yeah. Like, Shai's backstand is the strongest in the game. Shai's backstand might be arguably the strongest in the game. Because she can even do parry from back. Oh no, I would have to run us. Oh, okay. 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 Now you're burn it.
Oh, wow. 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 You can see the intense. You can see how intense these matches can get. But wow.
Something happened now. There's a snake. Yep. It's going home early.
This was the intro of the match that was going on. So at the start of the video you could see the reaction of people. They were just showing a snippet of what went on during that match, but now this is the full match.
Looks to be fatal. I'm sure he's in rage. Rage drive. Hella plus frames. Oh, the cheese. Down back 1+. Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, wow. You could see the reaction on people's faces.
Why?
This man just dropped a combo that costed
That was
him
his
his
round.
tournament round.
That was Harem Shuri's round. What was he doing?
Dude, this guy just he
Finish.
he he just lost something that could have costed. We have the #1 clip from one of two best players in Kenya, that is Mickey and Frost, going at each other's throats in this Taken 7 video game. We're not going to watch, we'll watch this entire clip and we'll definitely watch others. So let's see here. This was the final highlight of that tournament. And you can see there, like I mentioned, you can see the Ace Pro Gaming logo there, because they're official partners and sponsors of this tournament. Or they're the official partners and organizers of the tournament. But it was rebranded to Savannah FGC.
The follow-up from that headbutt is so good. On count hit, it guarantees the out. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So let's see now. Okay. Oh,
You can see the reaction on that guy's face when he actually gets to win the tournament. That guy has felt so good winning that particular round. He felt so good.
you hate to see it, but you love it when it happens. I don't want to celebrate. I want to, but like at the same time, I don't want to be the hero. And it's a cheap win.
So we can see.
But not in the right. But it's one of won, but not like.
We can also check them out on. We can also check them out on Instagram and have a look at their posts. This is Taken254. You can see I already follow them because I'm a member of this community. So this one was the video I wanted you guys to watch. It was called Dope Plays.
He's going to pull out the VPS 1+2. Just wait and see.
It's very
The man-
soon, yeah, it's very soon, yeah. Look at that pressure.
Hi, my guy.
Down 4.
Okay, sorry, I messed up. Let's just start the video up again. Those who are tuned into the show, I hope you are having a
He's
wonderful
going to pull
time.
out the VPS 1+2. Just wait and
It's
see.
very
The
soon,
man.
yeah, it's very soon, yeah. Look at that pressure.
Hi, my guy.
Down two, down four.
Oh,
Down almost.
there we go.
Just round, he's dead.
Oh my goodness.
Unless they decide to switch characters. Thank you.
Oh,
God,
come
wonderful
back.
goal
Great
from
hit.
Elvan. Dun. What's walking down to? Frost is just walking up.
Oh my
Everything is interesting. Come on. I love Vivian so much. Oh, Vivian's done 1+2. This man is not taking. He's not taking against mother. Oh boy.
You know the thing with taking, you might get the. Remember, every time you come up for okay down forward one, always mini clips you. What are you doing downstairs? Can you come here? Oh, nice.
Wow.
One round up in potentially set points.
Yeah.
Oh man, somehow crushed that and then got a tackle. Guess wrong. Auto breakfast. Oh, nothing.
my
Breakfast. This is going downstairs. No, it's not.
Oh my God! Let's go.
Ah, God! Oh, no launch, unfortunately. No punish on that. Perfect. Nemeth is looking so good.
Then for the red, right.
And he whiffed there. Oh,
God.
he crashed, went straight under.
Oh
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, he's still alive.
Okay. What's going on?
So we've had a look at those two. We've had a look at, now I was talking about some individual groups and companies or people who normally host these FGC events. We were just looking at the Taken 254, and then I want to show you guys a different group. This is also still in Kenya. They're called Rampage Corps or Rampage Esports, and they normally do Mortal Kombat and Injustice tournaments and events. So I'll just go ahead and show you their YouTube channel, and you can also subscribe to their channel and also follow their channel. So I'll just scroll down to recent here, Rampage Corps, and we can just go to their channels. So they have a lot of videos on their channel. You can see there's Mortal Kombat 11 1st to 10. We can see again Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat X. So they do have a lot of Mortal Kombat 11 going on their channel, and Mortal Kombat X as well. I have not seen Injustice content, but there was a time they held an Injustice tournament, so that was actually something fun to watch. So you can watch this one where somebody's health bar was deleted, and you could actually see by the thumbnail that this looks like a very interesting video to watch. So it looks like a very interesting video to watch. It says, "I got him with the forbidden crushing blow," and you can see the logo. You know, gorillas are normally known for causing rampage, hence the logo Rampage Esports. So basically dealing with Mortal Kombat and Injustice. So let's get the video playing and you guys can have a look and see what these guys do.
Johnny Cage, Scorpion. The Hourglass. Round one, fight. Round two, fight. Finish him. Scorpion wins. Round one, fight. Round two, fight. 2, fight. Final round.
So I think in this final round is where we're gonna see the image from the thumbnail of the video. The title of this one was I Got Hit with the Forbidden Crushing
They
Blow.
ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
You can see that thumbnail.
Inauma, but itabidi uzoee.
You can just see that crushing blow right there is what gave us these two mixed reactions.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but
You
you
can
just
just
can't
see
get
that reaction right there.
Inauma, but itabidi uzoee.
You can see that guy. That guy was not at all happy with that. He was not happy with that, whatever, with that outcome. So yeah. So I've been able to show you two independent groups that normally run and organize tournaments. That reaction on that guy was just just as the title of the video says, I got hit with the forbidden crushing blow. Like, and if you are told you've played Mortal Kombat 11 and you get hit with a crushing blow that you did not expect, or that was not, or you thought was not going to connect, then you're going to feel the pain of what that guy felt when posting that video. Now we're gonna look at some other independent people who normally run and organize these FGC events. We have ACGL. I'm not sure if I got them right, but not this. I know what I'll search to get it. I found what I was looking for. It is the EAGC. So this is the East African Gaming Council. Let me go back. Let me type it again. So this is basically the East African Gaming Convention. It's just a tournament that brings about several African countries from East Africa and a little bit of West and Central Africa together for some competitions that include FIFA, Mortal Kombat, Tekken 7, Injustice 2. So they also do a pretty good job of organizing the tournaments as well and getting things set up. So it's another company you can check out. I don't know if they have a YouTube page. I don't think they have a YouTube page, but this is them, the EAGC, East African Gaming Convention, EAGC. And then next we're gonna look at I think 3 more. Then we are gonna sum up this stream after looking at those 3, and then you should definitely go check out those guys' channels. You should subscribe to them and you should support the content that they're doing. That is Rampage Corps, Taken 254, East Africa Gaming Convention, and the final 3 that I'm going to be showing you. So they're called PSG Pro Series Gaming. You can see here Pro Series Gaming. You can see here you can already see Pro Series Gaming Nairobi 2018 Mortal Kombat XL tournament. So we can see here this was in 2018. This was in 2018, so you can see that is almost 3 years ago.
Round of applause for all our partners. The one who takes the 2 games wins it. That's the first stage. The second stage we have best of 5.
I'm seeing very much of an aggressive play.
But I think it is more risky. They're both in for the high risk, high reward.
Approach here.
Definitely, it's a very close range.
Game 1 done. Zaza taking the win for the first game.
Hi, my name is Zaza from Zambia. I'm the team captain for Team Geometrics, Zambia's first esports team. And I love the experience here. It was very nice. And it was my first tournament like outside the country.
It's been a great experience. That's all I can say. Thank you, What's Good Life, for covering the event. This thing has been over the roof. We are very grateful for the tournament.
In order for Breeze to come back, he needs to have a reverse sweep.
He needs to win 3 games in a row to have a chance at this $500,000 or secure it for that matter.
And if Mr. 5000 wins the game, it's
Kenshi is pushing it. Kenshi is bringing the heat. He needs some chip. He's getting the hit. And just like that, Mr. 5000.
Well done, well done, well done.
My name is Dennis Whiter from PSG. Very happy to be here today. It was a very, very competitive tournament. We put so much effort, so much work into this for the past couple of weeks, just trying to make everything, come to life. But we're very happy.
We have Mr. 5000, Justin Banda, all the way from Zambia.
My name is Justin. Everybody call me Mr. 5000. I come from Zambia. This tournament was actually pretty much amazing. I couldn't say I underestimated anyone. I really came to do what I did. I hope my training when we're in Zambia paid off. It really paid off, and this is me having the prize pool.
That is Pro Series Gaming. They always have tournaments, and when you check out their website at www.psg.co.ke, you are definitely going to find them hosting online tournaments, as they have not been able to host the LAN parties that they normally host due to COVID. Like I've said, these groups of people who used to host LAN tournaments, like I showed you the Tekken 254 tournament that was held at the 254 Gamers LAN party that was at Decoded Africa. So these people have not been able to host these events due to COVID. I just hope the COVID situation is gonna go under control, and that people are going to be able to host more of these events, and people are just going to have fun with these events. And we are going to look at we're going to look at two guys, and we're going to look at FGC Africa. So we can see here, this is the official page for FGC events in Africa. So it brings people from all across the globe just to participate in online events for the FGC titles. That includes Taken 7, we have Street Fighter 5, we have Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat X, Injustice 2. They just try to unite all African countries by providing them with the platform where they can showcase their talent. That is FGC Africa. I don't know how I'm not subbed to this channel. I'm just going to subscribe and turn on all post notifications. So this is FGC Africa. You should definitely check them out. And they try to bring all African countries together. That is North Africa, East Africa, West Africa, South Africa, and Central Africa together, just so that they can showcase their talent on the FGC scene. We can see they have a lot of videos on their channel. You can see this is quite a lot of videos. You can even see some Injustice 2. We did not get some Injustice 2 footage, so we can as well have it right now. This looks like the Flash going up against Darkseid. No, the Flash going up against Green Lantern, and then, yeah, let's watch this one. The Flash going up against Green Lantern. So we have Titanium TY going up against F-Stats. That is the Flash and Green Lantern. This guy's Green Lantern costume doesn't make him look like Green Lantern. But let's just get some Injustice 2 footage from FGC Africa. You can see the Green Lantern had the better momentum of this match, because I think the Flash didn't know the guy who was using the Flash didn't know the Green Lantern matchup, and he kept on trying the running combo, which wasn't working out for him. And we can see that guy who was using the Flash pulled up an insane combo of his own, but the guy who was using Green Lantern was just not giving him the room and the space to breathe. So I'm not sure if this guy is gonna make a character switch. This is also kind of like a match recap, although I don't know this guy. This is kind of like a match recap.
The Flash.
So there's no character switch. These guys are just sticking to
Reverse Flash.
Oh.
Green Lantern.
My guy decides to go for the reverse
Fighters
flash.
approaching Gorilla City.
Nice. I didn't know you could use the reverse flash in Injustice 2. He was there in the storyline when you were playing through the story, but I didn't know you could use him. And we can see the guy who was using Green Lantern clearly knew the Flash matchup and was not wasting any time. The man said, I'm not here to waste time. Because you can see him connecting some very decent Green Lantern combos that are doing quite an enormous amount of damage. Even the guy who is using the Flash, he knows his combos, but is just not executing them well, or he's not finding the perfect timing to execute his combos like the guy who is using Green Lantern is. That was some insane combo there. Half of his health bar just got deleted from that one combo. But his health bar is not looking clean, so he's not gonna be able to do much. He was looking like he was going to make a comeback, but that comeback was not possible. And we can see that over here, like these guys have a lot of people who normally come to watch the streams. And then we have the guy who is also in the chat, AK Slay 333. You can also check out his YouTube channel. He also does run some online tournaments for Mortal Kombat 11. And we're gonna look at another group, that is the SAFGC, that is the South African Fighting Game Community. So you can check them out on Twitch. I believe I did follow them on Twitch, SAFGC. So this is it. Not this one. So let me just go to my follows on Twitch and it should show. I'll just go scroll down to the bottom of my Twitch till I see what exactly I'm looking for, because it should just be over here in my follows. That is the SFGC, South African Fighting Game Community. I think I can show you guys them on whatever on Steam if I'm not finding them here, because I'm sure on Steam they have put up their link for their channel. I'm definitely sure about that. They have indeed put out the links to their channel, so we're going to be able to see that. We're going to see just waiting for Steam to open, then we can actually get a glimpse and have a look at them. So I wanna see my groups. So I'll just go to my friends and then click on one of them, and then I think I'll be able to see the groups. So I can check out Mortal Kombat X South Africa. So I'm going to look at someone different and see here, South African fighting game community. I'm just going to join the group. Oh, and over here I found the link to the channel.
This is Africa. This is South Africa. And this is the South African fighting game community.
We can see here.
A little while ago, I did a short video on South African arcades, briefly covering its history and current state. Like everywhere else outside Japan, South African arcades prospered until the late 2000s, and while a few arcades still exist, they aren't nearly as frequented as they were in the past. Games like Third Strike, MVC2, King of Fighters 11, or even Street Fighter 4 weren't available at our arcade. If you wanted to play any of those, you'd have to get a console, the game, your controller of choice, and hope you knew somebody offline that you could play with. Quite the time and money investment that many players were lost to. But there were those who embraced the change. Almost everyone that owned a console played Tekken, and just like everywhere else in the world, once Street Fighter 4 dropped, fighters in South Africa were revived.
You can just see the reaction on these guys.
More than the shoddy online or weekly offline sessions. They wanted the thrill that only a tournament could offer. By 2011, Ryan S.A. Phoenix Williams would host Cape Town Showdown, South Africa's first and eventually longest running multi-fighting game tournament. CTS was a huge step forward in the development of South Africa's fighting game community. Finally, players could test their abilities against other competitive players in a tournament setting. People came from everywhere to compete, different parts of Cape Town, other provinces, even other countries. CTS was incredibly well received. Everybody that attends these really gives a damn about their fighters. It's a tournament by the community for the community. The setups, prizes, time and money that's required for the tournament success has always been a group effort.
For the tournament matches, I had guys contributing the consoles for the casuals. Leads, speakers, games. I couldn't have done it on my own. I'm not that well off. So give yourselves a round of applause for your contribution as the community, as the FGC. You guys deserve it. Thank you guys.
On a more personal note, thanks to CTS, I've improved tremendously as a player and made some friends that share an interest I had no idea there was still a local scene for. A sentiment echoed amongst many players that joined the scene.
It's quite cool to actually play someone who plays well. It's like you're scared to have that excitement.
I mean, really, who else am I going to play Azura Buster, Dragoon Might, or Plasma Sword with in 2015? Better yet, see me in Kenshi Loves You or Avenge Your Dad matches. While most of what I've covered in this video is from the Cape Town scene, the FGC certainly has a presence in different parts of South Africa as well, with players in Johannesburg, Port Elizabeth, East London and Durban. What I presented here is but a summary of our ever-unfolding history. Something that I believe that all the players on the African continent would like to see is any kind of support for the African players that have been supporting these games for all these years. It sucks that events like Capcom Pro Tour or Tekken World Tour don't have an event anywhere in Africa, and yet the players are certainly there. Aside from the players in South Africa, there is some serious talent in countries like Cameroon, Mozambique, DRC, Angola, not to mention Morocco, so an African tournament is certainly a possibility. I dream of the day legends from other continents trade blows with us here in Africa, though I feel the wheel of fate is turning. Recently, SNK has sponsored a local community tournament called Random Select, which featured King of Fighters 14 and Tekken 7. This meant so much to me and many of the players from the arcade days, since KOF has a long-running history in Cape Town, so to have SNK support was surreal.
City, Max is mad! Oh yeah! That's what I like to see! Full Combi City!
And who could forget longtime friend and Tekken legend D, who made it all the way from Thailand to compete in Random Select. With limited access to overseas competition, we really appreciate the opportunity to play against a player of his caliber. The SA players put up a really good fight last tourney, so I suppose our dream of becoming competitive on an international level is slowly becoming a reality.
Good game, but good games, well played. Wow, that was some of the most amazing games that we've seen today.
And the grind never stops. Events like Random Select or Cape Town Showdown would be nothing without those who put effort into making the scene what it is today. You have my respect and gratitude. I'm sure the South African FGC isn't the only scene that hasn't received any good attention. I'd say, regardless of whether your scene is comprised of 5 or 50 members, the players make the scene. So if you connect with your community and support each other, it is possible to build something truly marvelous. If you'd like to connect with the South African FGC, there is an active Discord server that we use to arrange matches, offline sessions, tournaments, complain, and call each other free. And that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
So I hope you've been able to see those guys. That is the SFGC, that is the South African fighting game community. And then I'm going to look at one more individual, that is he's called Charlie Wolf from South Africa. He also puts up and is part and one of the founders of FGC Africa. They normally do these tournaments for, mostly it's Mortal Kombat. I'm not sure if they want to branch into other games, but they might, like Injustice as well. They do play Injustice, so I'm not sure if they want to branch into Injustice, but it's mostly Mortal Kombat 11 and maybe a little bit of Mortal Kombat X. So I think I have his channel linked somewhere over here. That is just Charlie Wolf Gaming. So while I'm searching for Charlie Wolf Gaming, we have Brian the Beast from Rampage Corporation, the team I talked about, who also does Mortal Kombat 11 stuff and Mortal Kombat X as well. he's one of the players of the Rampage esports team. So you can just see this was some Mortal Kombat X gameplay that he was doing.
Basically, hao si wale watu kuinama mbele yao.
So you can see he was actually streaming Mortal Kombat X. This is actually Mortal Kombat XL, the one where you were given all the DLC characters for free.
Tuna lag, Buddha, tuna lag.
Up to date, people still consider Mortal Kombat XL as the best Mortal Kombat video game that to ever grace the fighting game scene, and people up to date still prefer Mortal Kombat X to Mortal Kombat 11, but they still play Mortal Kombat 11 nevertheless. I personally enjoy both games in the franchise, Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11, as I've not played so many games in the franchise. I remember I played Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, I played Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I played Mortal Kombat 4, and then I played Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and then is when I think I played Mortal Kombat XL. Then I got Mortal Kombat 11. And I also played Mortal Kombat 9. I played Mortal Kombat 9. It was actually fun. I played Mortal Kombat 9 on the PlayStation 3, because I believe it was available on the PlayStation 3. So that is Brian the Beast. He's a Kenyan, and let me see if I can find Charlie Wolf's channel. Charlie Wolf Gaming. I see if I can find his channel. We found his channel right over here, Charlie Wolf Gaming. So you can see already from the videos, it's just basically Mortal Kombat related stuff, but it's just based on the FGC, the African FGC community. So he actually does some pretty good work with the team over at FGC Africa for making these matches and these streams possible. So you can just check his channel out and subscribe to it. You can see I'm already subscribed, and I've turned on the bell icon to get notified whenever there's an FGC Africa stream going on, or any African FGC stream going on. So I always like to keep tabs, because these events are normally fun, they're normally hype to watch, and they're normally very interesting. And yeah, so with the future of FGC in Africa, as per the description, it's really growing rapidly, as we can tell from the numerous events that are happening in Africa, or that were scheduled to happen in Africa. So I think it was in 2018 or 2019 where the Cape Town Showdown was featured by Taken World Tour. It was, I think, a challenger event that was held in Cape Town in South Africa that featured very many people who came from different parts of the world, including Kenya, Thailand. Even the South Africans themselves were able to participate in one of the biggest events in fighting game history, that is the Taken World Tour, that is normally hosted by Bandai Namco, the official producers, founders and publishers of the fighting game known as Taken, that started all the way from Taken 1, and now we are already through Taken 7, and we are in season 4 of Taken 7. So people are not sure if they'll get a season 5, or they can expect Taken 8 to come out sometime next year, if I'm not wrong, or 2023. thereabout, but people are really excited. Taken has been one of the best fighting games in the franchise of the FGC scene, and it's one of the most popular fighting games alongside Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice 2. Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice 2, then those games were bought by NetherRealm Studios. That was formerly Midway Corp. Midway, the company that used to develop Mortal Kombat games, I think, before they went bankrupt, and then they were bought by Warner Bros., who rebranded Midway to NetherRealm Studios. And then they've been having like very nice and very interesting tournaments. We always have the official NetherRealm page. You can check them out on YouTube and on Twitch. They normally do the weekly online tournament. It's called the MK11 Pro competition. And then we have another group of guys. I think Dream Eat. No, that's not African. Sorry, never mind. They also do. There was another group that also does like tournaments. I thought it was. I just remember that group was not African. Gizmos, you're saying my favorite was Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Thank you, my man. We're in the same page. My favorite was also Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. I played it on PC though, but it was actually very fun. Like for those guys who were not able to access the MAME machine, the multiple arcade machine emulator, man, they should look for somewhere that has these devices so that they can relive their childhood, or they can experience childhood at its best. I had an image of the MAME machine, so let me just pull it up and show you guys so that you can be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. So if you have a look here, this is the MAME machine that I am talking about. This arcade station, and MAME is basically a free software developed by some coders, just a free software that allows you to play this type of games on your PC, on your phone, and you can also play them on console on your jailbroken PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. You can that is Xbox 360 and Xbox One. So if your console is indeed jailbroken, you can be able to play this type of games. And the emulator that you use for this type of games is called MAME, Multiple Arcade Machine Emulator. And the image in front of you is an arcade station. Like, these things are what we used in our childhood to get a glimpse of fighting games, the days of Mortal Kombat 3 and Virtua Fighter 2, like I mentioned earlier in the stream. Like, these things are what we used before even the PlayStation 2 came out, or before even the PlayStation 3 came out. This is where we could go just to get a glimpse of fun and entertainment and enjoyment. You're saying I played on a machine where coins were placed, and I played Street Fighter and King of Fighters. Yeah, man, that's exactly what I played. Like, growing up, those are the fighting games I played. Like, mine was Mortal Kombat 3 on that same device, and also King of Fighters 97. I remember when I used to go to these places, I used to be like, I used to like steal credits. Sometimes when a guy goes to play, his round gets finished. Yeah, Gizmos. It's called no, Mame is the name of the emulator that you can use to play those games right now at the current state with modern technology. The device itself was called an arcade station. It was just called an arcade station or an arcade machine. Now that was the name. Mami is just the emulator that you can use to play those games right now with modern technology. So there was some times I could even use to steal credits. Like, I never used to like go there with like hard cash or pay for those tokens. Sometimes I just used to tell my mom I'm going to the arcade, just give me like 50 shillings. I go spend the entire time playing Mortal Kombat 3 and King of Fighters while she's busy shopping, and then she'll just come and find me at the same spot, and I'm like, just give me 50 shillings, I just play one more round, and then she'll, no, it's time to go home, you'll come back tomorrow. But there were those times that just used to steal credits, like, you know, those machines, some of them, once a guy's game was done, he just used to write press start to continue. You know, the guy has gone and his game has finished, like he's used up all his credits, and then during the last credit the guys just go where the screen says press start to continue. So you see, once a guy's turn has already finished and his credits are done, before it writes game over, there's always a timer that will count from 1 until 10. So before the timer reaches 10, I just used to go to the machine and press start and just steal a guy's credits. Like, I've not even paid for shit, but I'm still getting to play on that device. That used to be so cool. But there was a time I got chased from the arcade for that kind of behavior. I never used to pay for credits. I just used to hop on people's used credits. And I was chased from the arcade, but I managed to go back. It was fun. It was really enjoyable playing on those devices, and it was actually a very good experience. If at all there are places where we can buy and order these devices, I would really love to order myself one of these devices and just keep it in the house as a souvenir of what my childhood gaming was like when those devices were still available. I know there are some places that still have those devices. I know Magic Planet in Two Rivers Mall still has a couple of those devices. They won't look exactly like the one I showed you in the photo, but then you can still go there and check it out and try see what you can do there. And then we also have Funscapes in Two Rivers and the Hub, and also TRM, so you can check out those places. There's Funscapes, and Funscapes has 3 locations that I know. There's one in Two Rivers Mall, there's one in Thika Road Mall, and there's the other one in the Hub in Karen. And yeah, the one for Two Rivers is called Magic Planet. They have another arcade station different from Funscapes called Magic Planet. Gizmos, you're saying, damn, do you remember a game where it was to play a game and you can turn into a dog demon? The character had a cowboy hat. It was a 2-player game and you could turn into a dog. You could turn into a dog. I have a game in mind, but I don't think it's what you're asking about, Gizmos. The game I had in mind was a fighting game, and I think it was called First Blood or something. Not First Blood. I got this. The game, I believe, I'm not sure if this is what you're talking about, but the game I have in mind is Bloody Raw, where the characters could transform while fighting into different animals or creatures, Gizmos. So we can just have a look at it. I'm not sure if this is the game you're asking for, but I believe this is the closest reference I can get for you, Bloody Raw, where every character could transform into an animal form, and then they could like fight and do something. This is the closest reference I can try to get you, Gizmos.
Bloody Roar 2, the new breed.
But this is an older version of the game. There are more advanced versions of Bloody Roar, but I believe this is the closest I can come into reference with your question. But I'll still try to I'll still try to do research, and then I'll give you feedback on the game you're looking for, because this might not be the actual game that you're looking for, but it's the closest reference I can get. Wait. I've just paused this. Do you remember a game where it was 2-player and you can turn into a door? I believe I think I know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about Amatsura from Onimusha by Capcom. I think I got you. I think I got you, my guy. I think I got the game you're looking for. I don't know. It's a mission game. That is definitely it. If it is not it, that is the second closest reference I can get. The dog was called Amatsura, and the game was Onimusha by Capcom. Onimusha. This is the closest reference I can get. Onimusha by Capcom. I believe this is it. Let me just check. I'm just gonna forward to gameplay. Okay, or maybe I can put the Onimusha trailer. Onimusha trailer. I think it is this one. I'm not too sure, but I believe this is the game you're talking about. But if I'm wrong, I'll just try to dig in and do more research and get you the name of that game that you're looking for.
Inabayama Castle, and I fear that it might be the work of monsters. I am so scared, Samanosuke. I can only hope that you receive this letter and that you will find it in your heart to come and save me before it is too late. Samanosuke.
I will save Princess Yuki.
This way, sir.
Kaede, I'll go north. You follow them through the other way.
Samanosuke, defeat and seal their souls. To your right hand.
No. The game is indeed Onimusha, but I believe this is not the Onimusha I am looking for. Let me it's like Double Dragons, and it's like Double Dragon missions. Let me just open up a game that is Marvel vs. Capcom, and I get the name of that particular character from the game Onimusha. Then I'll be able to have I'll be able to get the name of the game. So I'll just open up Marvel vs. Capcom 3. then I'll close the game. I just want to open it for the purposes of this video, just to get the name of that specific character, and then I'm gonna type in that name on YouTube, and it's gonna give me the exact name of the game we're looking for. I believe if I do that, so
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
So I want to just get the name of this character, then we can move on. Offline mode, arcade,
Normal. Welcome to the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where the finest heroes assemble. Get ready for the fight of your life.
Amaterasu, I got the name of that character. So let me type it in on YouTube. Okay, so I believe I got what I wanted from this. So actually, I was confusing two different games. Yes. So let's try. We've been given food for thought here. Let's look at this question. I'll just call the bit so that my friend is going to get. So Gizmos, you're saying no, it's a 2D game. That's 3D. Remember, it was back when I played Street Fighter 2. So let me try to think here. So it was a game where you could turn into a dog demon. One of the characters had a cowboy hat. Maybe I can try copy paste this text.